all this stuff, but everyone is constantly telling me, well, Clif High said it was in his report, it was fine. I'm like, but didn't you not hear what I said? The man emailed me and told me.
Yeah, but even so, even in the early report, okay, so there was an opportunity for me to write about it 3 months before I actually did. All right. The reason I did write it, but when I wrote about it, all I said was that it had long legs, not that it was going to be, and that it was going to be successful internally, not successful for standing up forever. And long legs, people have to understand that simply means it goes beyond the short-term data into long-term data, not that it goes out decades. Okay. So just because something has long legs in the data merely means it gets into the long-term data type. And that's 3.5 months. So, and you go back.
8 million daily interest plus bonus. Okay, are you following this? This is day by day. Daily reinvest, bonus, etc. Lending wallet balance, $68.9 million. Same thing over here, amount, active loans. This would be 1,095 loans because you are constantly, every day, reinvesting, reloaning, relending. Who in the hell does buy? So sorry, we may have a few times of this where it just cuts out. Anyways, my last comment was, who the hell are we lending to? I'm one person with $10,000 initial investment, and I'm trying to wrap my head around in 3 years' time by not doing anything but letting this thing just work every day, reinvest every day, don't do anything with my money, just let it go. How could I possibly, one human being, have $5.5 billion in loans out there, collecting $68.9 million? Again, this doesn't make sense, and I've got so much hate on my channel when I talked about Bitconnect. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I think there's a lot of people who are just in this and don't want to hear the truth. I think that's what this is about, but I can't stop. Cliff, I can't help myself from telling people because I feel so bad. I want people to search Google for the words, is Bit Petite or is such and such, is Laser Online, is whatever, is Bitconnect a scam? My video shows up and just lets them see for themselves what I'm saying. If I can stop one more person in this world, mostly Americans, because that's who's really getting into this, I feel like I'm doing my job as a good human being to others. Service to, not service to self, service to others. You are another service to others kind of a person. I've known that all my life of knowing you. It's just, we click very well. Maybe because we have some of the same thoughts and a lot of this stuff, but everyone is constantly telling me, well, Clif High said it was in his report, it was fine. I'm like, but didn't you not hear what I said? The man emailed me and told me.
Yeah, but even so, even in the early report, okay, so there was an opportunity for me to write about it 3 months before I actually did. All right. The reason I did write it, but when I wrote about it, all I said was that it had long legs, not that it was going to be, and that it was going to be successful internally, not successful for standing up forever. And long legs, people have to understand that simply means it goes beyond the short-term data into long-term data, not that it goes out decades. Okay. So just because something has long legs in the data merely means it gets into the long-term data type. And that's 3.5 months. So and you go back and read what I wrote about it. It was a conundrum even at the time. Okay, so at the time I wrote about it, there were 2 BitConnects, but we'd already actually dropped one. There were 3 BitConnect coins that had tried to make a go of it since January of this year, and 2 of them changed their name. Oh, well, of the 3, 2 of them are no longer in existence, and one of them changed the name. The project changed its name. It was a dating site. It was a dating kind of a thing that was going to be run on the blockchain and all of this. I don't know that they ever got off the ground or anything, but they changed their name from Bitconnect. The other Bitconnect coin, I'm not even sure what their reason for existence was, right? But they were in some way differentiated from Bitconnect, this Ponzi lensing scheme.
Well, I need to stop you. You just said something absolutely mind-blowing to me. You just made my hair stand up on the back of my neck. You said one of those Bitconnect things was a dating site, correct?
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube. I keep mentioning him every time I talk about these scams because when I watch videos, anything related to Bitcoin or anything, Craig Grant comes up, shows a screenshot of his awesome coins, and wants you to follow him over to Bitconnect using his link.
Oh, yeah.
He's paying big money on YouTube to pay for these ads. I've been researching this guy. And I found out that from going back to 2012, 13, 14, this guy, and I don't know if it was his girlfriend or partner, They were using her images, putting them up on Match.com, a dating website, scamming people to think she's single, this and that, yada yada, and then scamming people somehow through that. And this guy Craig is the one doing it, and he's the #1 pumper of Bitconnect by chance, the one we're talking about now.
Right. So, I wonder if he's one of the founders. You can't find out who's involved with Bitconnect, you know.
Right. I had no idea this is what you were just about to say to me. I didn't even know there was other ones prior to this one until you just said that.
That's what caused me problems. One of them had a decent idea. It wasn't Bitconnect, the dating group. Okay, they, as far as I know, they just dropped the name and were going on with their project somewhere else. Well, maybe they didn't drop the name. Maybe they just morphed it into a lending scheme. All right, but the other Bitconnect coin was an actual legitimate ICO that may have never gotten off the ground. So obviously changed their name to something else, and I'm unsure at this point in my memory what their platform, what their reason for existence was, okay? But the other Bitconnect, so we did have data masking going on when I wrote about it. I was reluctant to write about Bitconnect. I'd been approached repeatedly about it, and it was actually in the data as having long legs. And of course, also, here's something else to bear in mind, that as we deal with these things within our data sets, we're dealing with an emotional reaction to them. So it could be, and we don't know this yet, but it could be that the emotional reaction for Bitconnect is going to be the huge outcry when it crashes, as opposed to the huge outcry when it succeeds as whatever the hell, right? Because it's obviously a Ponzi scheme.
There's huge emotional data. You're saying the emotional level reporting back was huge.
Right. And I can't say, and when you see these emotional... Exactly. I don't know why there's going to be that. I just know we're going to have a big emotional burst. Okay, so now there are sometimes I can actually take clues from the surrounding language, and I can say we're going to have a big emotional burst for success. I know this with Populous, all right? And it's because of the underlying fundamentals and the huge base of language that supports the Populous idea and all of that kind of stuff. There's lots of language associated with it. Bitconnect was always this gnarly little thing I didn't want to mess with for 3 months because there was no underlying support that gave me a point of differentiation from which to examine further within the data sets. And because there's no real there, all right? So Bitconnect shows up in the data as getting past the short-term data barrier, which is the 3.5 months. So going into long-term data, and it had a high emotional profile. Well, it has a high emotional profile at the end of the year, probably because it's going to crap out. By the calculations I'm doing now, the withdrawal rates are such, if you go and look, you can actually see the withdrawal rates on Bitconnect, all right? And there was a big $50 million hit the other day. Somebody took $50 million out. And then there's a big drop in the amount of interest they're paying. The interest they're paying is literally how much they think they can afford to take out of the incoming scammed people to pay out to the ones that they've previously scammed. And so if you drop off the number of people that are signing up, you're going to instantly hit their payout rate, which is why they've had to decrease their pyramid for affiliates. And
by the way, let's talk on that.
Yeah.
They were at, I think, 10 or 11 to start with. Legs down, layers down.
Right.
7%, 5%, 3%, 1, fraction, right?
Right.
Not that long ago, it went down from 11 or whatever it was at, I think it was 11, down to 7. Like, not that long ago.
Yep.
It just went down to 3.
And okay.
It just happened.
We did calculation. I had to go and train my guys this morning, and we were using Bitconnect math to point out a few things. And so it looks like, according to the math, that Bitconnect should probably crap out sometime before the first part of December, like before the end of the first week in December. It'll depend on how much influence we have here and how much our discussions in this kind of thing and other venues exacerbates their withdrawal rates, all right, or the lack of new money coming in. So Ponzi schemes can be crashed right away with the same kind of thing as the little kid pointing out that the emperor's wang is hanging out there because he's not really wearing clothes, right? And so all we got to do is get enough people to point at Bitconnect and say A, B, C, D, and E just don't add up. None of this shit makes any sense at all. You can't find out who they are, or who they're lending to. And here's the thing: you can bet your ass when Populous has that first lease, that first short-term factoring arrangement go out, their first lending, they're going to be touting this all to hell and gone, right? Because it'll be a success of their platform. They've got people out there getting factoring and so forth. Now, Populous is an actual positive passive income kind of a company. They're going to take your money. They're not even really going to take it per se, but they're just going to go through their system, and it's going to be lent into businesses that are going to pay it back, and you'll earn interest on that. And the kind of interest you're going to make is nowhere near what the Ponzi schemes offer, but
it
it's
would be
solid.
legitimate. It would be just a little bit
Legitimate.
Yeah.
Correct. Like dividend level stuff, right? They used to offer dividends on stocks, but with the falling bond rates, haven't been able to do that in like 10 or 15 years. And now we'll be getting back into an area where people can make yield. And so Populous, you could, like I was saying though, you can bet your ass they're going to be saying, so and so he took our first factoring arrangement, smart contract, and made all this happen, right? And so it'll be a big PR push, and they'll be able to tell you how many people they're lending to, how much is going out through their system, what countries it's in, all these details, and they're going to be justifiably proud of it. You don't see shit coming out of Bitconnect as to who they're actually lending to, right?
Right. Well, they say that they take your Bitcoin, in which you then go and buy Bitconnect tokens, essentially, and those tokens are what you're getting back, I guess in USD terms anyways. You're getting these Bitconnect, so that basically they're taking your investment and investing it into the volatility of Bitconnect tokens. The problem I have with that is when I look at, and I'm going to pull this up so everyone who's wondering can actually look at what I'm showing. Let me switch screens. We're going to go down to Bitconnect. And we're going to look at the markets, which shows all of the exchanges. So here we go. First exchange is their own exchange that they own. BCC Exchange, $20.9 million, almost $21 million of volume. Okay? Next one is Livecoin and these other no-names, these nobodies.
Right.
There's almost nothing happening here. The action is here. 94% of all transactional volume is on their own exchange that they run, that they control, that they can manipulate. That's the point I was making the other day. So they're talking about, well, we invested in the volatility. Volatility of who are you lending to? There's nobody buying these things. You're not lending to anybody, which you're talking about with Populous or Big Swear and his Salt thing he likes to talk about. Salt is lending to some entity, not in its own coins. You're not lending to their own coins and playing with volatility. This is what is standing out as a massive scam to me, and I'm like, oh my God, it can't be that easy to see. And everyone is swearing, Joe, you don't know what the F you're talking about. It's not like those other ones. And I literally think everybody who thinks that realizes now, oh my God, we are in one, and I've got to wait months to even take mine out because I'm in the 6-month plan or the 8 or 10-month plan or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
I'll never see my freaking money. And maybe people are getting upset at me for blowing the whistle because they want this scam to go on long enough for them to get their damn money out. After that, go ahead, Joe. Go with your video. I don't give a shit. I don't care. And I don't care if you're one of my favorite subscribers. If that's your damn mindset, that's effing wrong. You are knowingly taking other people's money under you that you don't know, and maybe don't even give a shit about, and saying, as long as I can get the F out, screw everybody under me. Here I am doing all these videos my whole damn life on YouTube, exposing the Clintons, the corruption, the James Comeys, the FBI, the CIA, the false flags, all this crap I used to cover that I don't do anymore. At least the deep stuff. But I'm exposing the criminal elements within society, and we all, yeah, man, those guys at the top, F them. And then you little guys out there are going to do it to the people under you through Bitconnect. Many knowing it's a damn scam. That is bad karma right there, and it's going to come back to you. Now, I will say this. There's plenty of you who really, truly think it's not. It's not a scam, and it's real, and Joe, you're just talking, throwing FUD on the wall here on this, and it's not right. I'm telling you, there's not a chance in hell.
FUD, okay? We're not sowing fear, uncertainty, or doubt. We are pointing out errors in logic and errors in fact that are coming out, all right? And so if you become afraid when you see these errors of fact that are coming on out, then that is your response to it. But it's not our goal to say that be fearful. It's actually our goal to warn everybody else. You'll note something about Bitconnect that is actually truly evil, okay? Go back to that site for a second. Go back to
the one I was just
market.
At? Okay.
Yeah, the market cap, not their site, the whole market cap thing, right? Go up to the top. They still running Bitconnect ads up there? No, go to the main market.
Yeah,
there we go, look. Okay, see, so Bitconnect is paying quite a bit of money to run their ads everywhere. That's why it's lasted this long. Also, they weren't paying out or promising to pay out the astronomical levels that had some of these other scams crash earlier. All right, so they're actually taking money from people that they scam and then using that to buy ads in order to keep the scam going by getting more people in there. Theoretically, they could run this until about a quarter of the planet had been involved.